PlatterDay. It's Saturday night and we're having a platter for dinner. Why? Because we don't fucking cook on Saturday nights. We only ever eat a platter. And tonight we're using this platter. It's got lemons on it. Yeah, I haven't used this one in ages. I have another one that's similar that has like a built-in dip section, but we're not using that. I also have these matching ramekins. I've got about 12 of them, but maybe we'll only use 4. The kids are also having platters and we're going to use these plates. Now I pre-washed my fruit and vegetables, which are here, and that's why I've got the paper towel to kind of dry things off as needed. It's currently 10 minutes to 6 o'clock. I'd like to get the kids sort of organised to eat around 6, but 6:30 is perfectly fine. As always, we start with the cucumber. Let's put one of the rubbish things here. And yes, I am wearing my new t-shirt. Very comfortable. It's a very hot day today. And I took the puppy for a walk, even though she went to the groomer's today, so she's smelling beautiful, she's looking luxurious, she had a cute little bow, whatever. Took her to the park. She had some off-leash time, which I like to give her so she can run around, whatever. And there was no one else at the park, which was nice. She's running around and then she's rolling in the mud and she lost her bow. I picked it up, but I don't know. And she's got like mud on her. I'm so upset with myself. Shouldn't have let her have the off-leash time. Not on the day that she's like, tomorrow's okay. I feel like today she was all sparkling clean and smelling beautiful. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. Anyway, it's a really hot day. So I've come back from the walk and then was feeling really dehydrated. So whatever, I've given myself a bit of a shower. Feeling refreshed, ready to go for the evening's festivities. All right, we'll give the kids some cucumbers. Am I using a whole packet of cucumbers? You bet I am. Cucumbers could be one of my favourite things. Now, I haven't, aside from some shopping this morning, I haven't done a whole lot today. I did 1 load of laundry. I changed the linen on the kids' beds and my bed. I didn't do hubby's bed. He does his own bed, which is nice. What else have I done? Not a whole lot, really. Trying to get, I do have to do a little bit of work, unfortunately, but I will do that tomorrow. It's all good. And I was scrolling TikTok for a little while, and I'll tell you what I saw, something really interesting. I got these blueberries. We'll give some to the, hopefully they're nice. Should I try one? Let's give these to the kids. They love blueberries. So for some reason on my For You page is a lot of stuff about food banks and food pantries and really generous people who are setting up little, food pantries outside the front of their house and people donating them. And, I like watching that sort of wholesome content where they restock stuff with like tin goods and people are like, oh, go to the Dollar Tree. It's American, of course. Go to the Dollar Tree. You can buy tin openers there. And, they come and they see that people are taking their goods and they feel really proud. And then sometimes they get the thieves that come and steal things and that's not good. And people are donating and it's just really wholesome and amazing. And I saw today this social experiment. And if you're not on social experiment church TikTok, get on it because it's really fascinating. And what a great idea. This woman, I feel like her name is it Nicolette? She's decided to do this social experiment where she rings up churches and she has a sound effect of a screaming baby in the background of her TikTok. And she basically says something like, I've got a 2-month-old, she's starving, she hasn't eaten anything since 7 o'clock last night, and you can hear the audio of the baby crying, right? All I need is a small tin of formula. Would it be okay if would you donate or can I pick up a formula? Would you be able to provide me with a small tin of formula? And she puts on the screen, like you hear, she's doing it live, like she's recording the conversation with her ringing these churches. And she puts on the screen exactly who they are, like their Google landing page. So it's, name and shame territory. And you're hearing the audio of the people who are answering the phone. Sometimes they put her on hold and they just don't get back to the call or they hang up on her. Other times they're like, oh, I have to speak to so-and-so. And like, these are churches, right? And all she's asking for, like, my heart is not even real and my heart is breaking for her because you hear the screaming baby. And so the stats on how many are prepared to help her versus how many churches turned her away. And she confesses at the end, not to all of them, but to those who say, yes, of course. And I think I heard 3 that were prepared to out of about 30. And she says to them, this is a social experiment. I just wanted to say thank you for what you're doing for those that were really generous with their time and with their generosity of providing the formula. There was one lady who wasn't, and she said to her, This is a social experiment. I'm calling churches to see whether or not they would help out. And then the woman just dead silence and she, hangs up the phone. It's fascinating stuff. And interestingly, of the phone call she made, the Muslim church that she ran, the guy on the other end says to her, where do you live? Like, how close are you? And what brand of formula do you need? Right? God, it just breaks your heart. Like, he was just amazing. And he didn't say, some of these churches are saying, you have to be a part of the congregation. Like, you have to be part of our society. Are you a member of our church? What are they asking that for? Who cares if she's a member? What is this? But this Muslim man said, 2 questions. Where do you live? And what brand do you want? Amazing. And in the comment section, I get a little bit emotional when I talk about it because it just breaks your heart that these churches who are so wealthy, and even if they're not wealthy, even if they're poor, isn't this the sort of person you're supposed... I know it's fake, but really they should be helping. Sorry, I keep talking and I realise I'm 6 minutes in and I haven't made the platter yet. Anyway, the Islamic man in the comments, somebody said, "Puppy, too loud." Somebody said the church only has one, the Islamic faith, not church, the mosque, only has 1 star, like Google rating. And so people in the comments are like, I've left a 5-star review. And like 1,000 people apparently went in there. And now it's got like a 5-star review. Fabulous. All right, sorry about that. I got a bit carried away. I don't mean to get political or emotional. I don't talk about religion on this channel. I'm not religious, right? I'm not Islamic. My parents are Muslim. My sister is Muslim. I'm not. I'm nothing. So, I don't have any bias either way. But you think that the people, and sometimes the woman on the other phone, one of them who did say she was going to help, she was a nice lady. I think it was a black church. And, you get the impression that she's going to go and buy the formula herself, which was very kind. I'm just helping out your fellow human. Puppy, too loud. Okay? Too loud. Okay, so I'm going to get out my little bowls. Got the olives. Give the kids a couple because my kids love olives, pitted black olives they love. Okay. I've got my gherkins. I don't need the ramekin for that. Clark loves pickles, so I'll give him a couple. Okay. I did drain the juice, don't worry about it. Okay, and I've got my cherries. I love my little, how do you say it? Maraschino cherries, delicious. I've got my Twiggy and my salami and my prosciutto. So we're going to quickly chop. These are not my favourite Twiggy, but don't worry about it. Kids love Twiggy. They're basically salami sticks. A lot of people, when I use Twiggy, say, what the hell is Twiggy? Salami sticks. They're actually called Twiggy sticks. I'm like, do I just call them that, or are they actually called... No, they're actually called Twiggy sticks. They just sound like salami. To Puppy. I don't know where Puppy went, but she'll be back. There we go. Do another one. And then, the time's running out. And then we're going to do the dips. Kids are having hummus. Whoops. We're having the olive salsa hummus, which looks like that. Looks good, doesn't it? All right, we'll get the cheese. These bell peppers. Kids will just get normal sliced cheese because they don't like the fancy cheese. A couple of slices. Classic Mercy Valley. Mama. I'm going to get, I've got some crusty bread, which I'll have to serve on the side. I'm going to put some lovely high quality extra virgin olive oil as like a dipping sauce to dip the bread in. And the cashews. I bought these really nice cashews today. They're like caramelized, salty, something or other, delicious. So don't forget the cashews. We'll make space for that, the oil and the bread. We're not going to do crackers, we'll just do bread. Okay, beautiful. Looking great. Oh, they're salted caramel. God. All right, I'm going to put those next to the cherries. I'm going to chop my crusty bread, French stick. Wonderful. Olive oil with caramelized balsamic. Platters are done, bitches. God, this looks really pretty. That's the kids' platters. And that's our platter. Looks beautiful with, of course, the bread and olive oil. Excellent. Tonight I'm on the cocktails because I deserve nice things and I feel like I need to unwind. Have a great night, everyone.